What the fuck?
We're gonna have that talk later on. And Misha has some agents outside watching the house.
Come on, Jess. Time to go. Oh, and clear this fucking door.
Time to get to work.
Welcome to Below the Fourth Wall, where webcomics singe. The Murpler's gonna take you all on a bad webcomic binge. Chris can tweet zombie keys and no shrink can figure out what your disease is. If the Murpler comes across one of your pieces, he might come unhinged. The Murpler, he is a drunk punk in a New York hat. The Murpler, he has a bullet gun, nothing magic about that. The Murpler, who does he think he is? You probably guessed. The Murpler, by no one's request. The Murpler.
Hello and welcome to Below the Fourth Wall, where webcomics singe. You remember my review in September 7th, 2010, when I made a video that consisted of the top 15 comics I would never review? Shut up, that was so me. Link, alright? In that video, I said I'd never review webcomics because they're just people's personal works, along with some other reasons. But then you got folks like Penny Arcade who are known for making their money through making webcomics, and, which comes to my final point, the TF2 webcomics, produced by the multi-million-dollar company Valve. So how could this be that bad? Well, let's dive right into TF2's comic War and find out. This is usually where he plays the theme song. So, before we start this, there's some things you're going to need to know about TF2 so you can understand the jokes. And no, I'm not going to do the thing where Linkard puts his hands off to the side and presents what you need to know about this comic so you can understand the jokes. I'm a lot more highbrow than that. I'm going to at least try to make some original jokes. Guess I'm not as original as I thought I was. So the first thing you need to know about these characters is they are completely insane. And secondly, if their past sounds similar to someone else's in fiction or real life, probably is. I can probably point out to you who they were all inspired by. What? The hat doesn't fit. For example, the soldier, whose real name is, no joke, Jane Doe. Soldier's story is Captain America's past gone wrong. He wasn't accepted into any branch of the military, so he paid for his own flight to Europe, located Poland, and went on a Nazi killing spree. The spree ended when he created himself some medals and got news that World War II had ended in 1949. Oh yeah, he's really that stupid. Next off is the Demo Man, Travis de Groot. First off, I can only guess it's a joke that goes over my head. Seriously, I don't understand it. This guy calls himself the Black Scottish Cyclops because he's missing his eye and has some sort of Highlander thing going on for him. But I can't really be sure because I haven't seen Highlander. Then we have another character who isn't a playable character but has a definite presence in the game. Helen, the administrator or announcer, whatever the hell you prefer to call her. She controls both teams and generally seems like a female version of a Bond villain. And finally we have Saxon Hale, a non-playable Australian CEO of Manco. The guys who make and sell the weapons for the whole team. The guy is a lot like Mick Dundee, minus the chest hair. And he wears a similar hat and does just as much ridiculous things, like fighting off a line while having a haircut. Single-handedly wiping out the Indonesian berserker shark, and firebombing Woodstock from a helicopter. So, now that we got all this out of the way, we can actually dive right into this thing. So we start off with Helen sitting at her desk giving orders to both teams when she realizes there's a red spy in the base. Alert! Blue team, our control point is being contested. Well done, red team. You have captured the control point. Capture our control point, blue team. Red team, defend our control point. Well now, what's that spy up to?
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Red spy is in the base.
The red spy is in the base.
Yeah, that scene is taken straight from Meet the Spy. More on that later. The scout, you idiot. He's disguised as the scout. Is there a problem, Miss Pauling? What makes you say... Because you're hovering, and you only hover when there's a problem. Let's have it. We did a background check on the mercenaries. Standard protocol, nothing. Sometime today, please. The blue soldier and the red demo man. It looks like they've become... friends, Administrator. Oh my god! They're friends! Well, I see no possible way of them being turned against each other, or... Really? You have a poster for it. Well, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe they just, it's one and no one will see it, and... Oh, come on, there's more of them? Seriously, how many more are there? Wow. That's pretty funny. They just ruined their own comic with that many spoilers. Well, got no real reason to keep reading this. Well, there is how they break them up. And I am in costume. Can't get any worse. For how long? How did we not know about this? Within the last 6 months, Administrator. As far as we can tell, they met at a projectile weapon expo. It, seems to have blossomed into a lifelong friendship. Forgetting for a minute that we don't condone friendship is sort of almost, reprehensible. Totally and completely reprehensible. We are in agreement, Miss Pauling. This friendship is a profound betrayal to our trust. My friends could... Miss Pauling, you strike me as the sort of person who'd have friends. Tell me, what do they do? Go skating? Look at gun catalogs? Sometimes we just talk. Talking? Friendship is even worse than I thought. No, this won't do at all. If they talk, Miss Pauling, they might talk about work. And if they talk about work, they might talk about us. This is what we will do. Call Mr. Hale. Tell him that we have some custom orders for him. Tell him money is no object. And tell him we need it right now. Yes, ma'am. Anything else? Open channels to earn 2 new best friends. I have a proposition for each of them. It is my experience, Miss Pauling. Nothing kills a friendship faster than healthy competition. Wow. Something of interest in this comic. They actually tell us why they want them broken up, because if they talk about work with each other, they might talk about Miss Pauling and announcer bitch. But we already know they break them up, so what's the point? Oh, okay, Murph, remember, how they do it. We know they do it, just how. We want to see how. Holy crap, this comic just got a whole lot uglier. We then cut to Saxton Hale. Sir, you shouldn't jump yet. We're too low. It's not safe. I know, Jerry, but I've got damn good men down there who need me. Tell them it's not safe enough. But sir, I can climb to a safe altitude. It'll literally take seconds. If you'll just tell those men down there you can climb to a safe altitude. Me, I'd rather get down there and tell them myself. With my bare hands. At least take a backup parachute. There's probably no time.
Right. If you thought the first 2 pages of my comic contained too much bare-knuckle excitement, then get ready to have your eyes break from widening in surprise and your comic-holding hands fall off your very arms when you get a look at the rest of this action-packed ish starring me, Saxton Hale! If this sensational issue doesn't stop your adrenaline-gorged heart for 5 entire seconds, I will send you a notarized certificate confirming you do not exist! I have self-confidence! Also, 3 pages from now, I will beat up a parking lot full of hippies. I certainly wouldn't blame you if you skip ahead. I am. For the rest of you, read on as I...
Yeah, I didn't expect that actually exists, do ya? Yeah, I couldn't find the rest of it for the next page. Anyways, Saxon Hale falls to the window and loses his chest hair at the same time. Barrel directly into my office at Mancow headquarters! Mr. Bidwell, how did my landing compare to yesterday's? Be frank with me now, I'm made of stern stuff. Tears were brought to my eyes, sir. Your breakfast steak? It's the most important steak of the day, Bidwell. Mr. Reddy, how's accounts? You're now the 6th richest man in America, Mr. Hale. Top drawer, send the other 5 a congratulatory banquet and my "You're a dead man" form letter. What's next? So how isn't this guy arrested for sending out death threats? Sir, there's a group of hippies protesting in the parking lot again. Those scoundrels! What have they got their smelly ponytails in a twist about this time? Guns, sir. They're against them. Fine! I'll beat them to death with my bare hands! TF Industries is holding on line 1, sir. What? Why didn't you say so, man? Don't leave Helen on hold! Helen! You chain-smoking seductress! Do you still like steak dinners and sex with handsome men? Mr. Hale, this is Miss Pauling. I work for Miss... Excellent! My offer still stands. What can I do for you, Miss Pauling? Wow, that womanizing bastard. Need to resolve a, personal problem. We were hoping you could provide the incentives. Just so happens my boys in R&D sent up a few crates of highly experimental new ordnance they wanted me to take for a test drive. Why don't I send those over? Hold on. Bidwell's gesturing frantically to me about something. Sir, those were the weapons you asked us to send up to you so you could destroy them before the Senate investigation. I have no idea what you're... Oh, right. That poor monkey. Well, never mind that. Helping Helen out's more important. Also, getting someone else's fingerprints on these things as soon as possible. I won't lie to you, Bidwell. We're in a lot of trouble here. Miss Pauling? Still there? I heard everything you said, Mr. Hale. Fantastic, and? We'll take them. Problem solved, Mr. Reddy. We're going to need some ambulances. Mr. Bidwell, I need an alibi that puts me anywhere but in the parking lot for the next 7 minutes. Let's go kill some hippies! Is it just me, or does all the interaction in this comic just feel awkward and clunky? So then we cut to the Badlands of New Mexico, and home of the Demo Man. For the last time, Mum, I didn't have to go to work. It's me morning off. Morning off? Oh, Lord help me. You've been fired. I knew it. No, Mum. It's just the one morning. Oh, well, that's fine then. I'm sure. I wish your poor old dog could take the morning off from spinning in his grave at your idleness. I'm holding down 3 jobs, Mum. 3 jobs? Huh, listen to him. Tavish, your father, God rest him, had 26 jobs, and he still found time to teach you the family trade. I made $5 million last year, Mum. We live in a mansion. Aye, and who told you to buy a bloody mansion? I'd like to know. These are your prime earning years. You're halfway to your retirement already. Mock me, boy. No demo man worth his sulfur ever had an eye in his head past 30. Tease up, Mum. It wasn't easy bringing you up, Scottish lad. Lean years. In those days you could have bombed the mercs all day and still not have enough for a loaf of bread. Your dad walked 15 miles in the rain to blow up the Queen of England for a nickel. I'll get more jobs, Mum, I promise. I just hate to see you squandering your gifts. I know, Mum. I miss him, Travis, every day. I know, Mum. Bloody hell, me one morning off. Drink your tea, Mum. I'll be right back. So the Demo Man and his mother talk crazy for this page, and... Hey, wait a second. How is his mother looking at the picture? She's blind! What's wrong with this comic? It's just all around bad. Like, this thing has less continuity than I do. One second. duty than I do. At least I have a decent reason. I'm just starting out with this video making crap, and I'm not that experienced. You know, Valve has a similar problem. They're not really a comic making company, but they have millions of fucking dollars to put into this. And instead, we get some half-assed piece of junk. Valve, you have failed!
You failed!
Alright, Murph. You were here just to see how they break these two up. Forget about everything else. So Miss Pauling approaches him with his first weapon they have to offer him. The Islander. One of the new weapons introduced in this update.
Mr. Dragoot? Tarvis, who is it? Someone from work, Mum. Ask him has he got any more jobs. Here, I know you. You're that wee lass who works with the angry lady who always screaming at us while we work. She's not so bad once you get to know her. Really, what's she want then? She'd like you to kill your best friend. In exchange, we'll give you this. Are you seriously asking me to betray my best friend for a weapon? Ha! I've got little more integrity than that, lass. Oh my, what's your name, dirty girl? This is the Islander. Pattern welded Damascus steel, harmonically balanced. Slow forged for generations in the bowels of captured English kings.
So the sword goes crazy and lops off the head of the statue, complete with energy. I mean, water jetting out and everything. Yeah.
Head. And it's haunted. Blast you, woman. Making me choose between my best friend and a sword. No, I couldn't. Soldier's me best mate. Tell you what, why don't I leave them here and you can think about it? Them? I should get going. Oh, and Mr. Dragoot? Your friend's employers made him the same offer. He said yes, Mr. Dragoot. Enjoy your morning off.
And the demo man doesn't even bother to call him and see if it's true. Wow, he's stupid. Next we cut to the residence of Jane Doe, the soldier. And I hope to God he's smarter than his friend.
If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight. Sun Tzu said that, and I'd say he knows a little more about fighting than you do, pal, because he invented it. And then he perfected it so that no living man could best him in the Ring of Honor. Then he used his fight money to buy 2 of every animal on Earth. And then he herded them onto a boat, and then he beat the crap out of every single one. And from that day forward, any time a bunch of animals are together in one place, it's called a zoo.
Let me guess. This is how they do it. He's an idiot, so they tell him a lie. And he believes it. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at these next pages! That exactly happens. The guy's also so stupid, he doesn't know what a conflict of interest is. And then they have a robotic voice of the demo man's tell him he's not a soldier, and that's all it takes. Wow! What a fucking waste of time.
This comic sucks! And personally, when it comes to Valve, I'm not a fan! Ew! Time to get to work. Oh, hey. Jess and Misha, I presume.
Yeah? And why are you dressed up, Murph?
Murph? He escaped. I'm Linkara. Got my magic gun, purdy hat, and my Green Ranger dagger flute. Actually, I'm here to teach him a lesson as well. Yeah, he's got pictures of my girlfriend. Take a look.
So, we still got problem.
Big problems. Alright, who's ready to find the Murfler?
Right behind you.